It's the first well-dressed Wednesday of the year, and Johnny is ready in his button-down shirt and green tie. Yeah, the high school tie is green with a gold stripe, but the middle school tie is solid green. Looking good, Johnny.
Yeah, looks good.
And Donnie is what? Getting ready for his run. How are those shoes yesterday?
Oh, comfy. Like running on clouds. Fluffy.
All right, we'll see you this afternoon. Well, I'll see you in a little while. The boys will see you this afternoon.
All right.
I'm headed to the chiropractor. Dawn reports that Ruby is working like she's supposed to this morning. Let's test out this theory. Whoa, there's my door. Yes. No idea why that happens every once in a while, but we're back in operation today. 6:45 a.m. this morning. Tying a couple of extra ties is cost us about 10 minutes, but we're still on time for school start time. So, mornings, seriously, right? But hey, I'm driving a Tesla. How bad can the morning be? Hey Joe, you ready for Well Dressed Wednesday?
Yes.
Good. Looking pretty sharp there with that tie, Mr. High School kid. Hey Johnny.
Hey Mom.
Yep. No fog in the city this morning. It's just the city. You guys have a good day. I love you.
Love you, Mom.
All right, I've had my chiropractic appointment and I'm feeling pretty good. Could use a little more coffee here in a little bit, but I'm okay for right now. I've got a couple errands to run, then back to the house, then back over to the school, and then a couple more errands to run. It's just always busy. First and important errand, go to the UPS store and get some copies of the boys' birth certificates and other documents made for their passport application. Spending just a few minutes playing Pokemon Go before I head to the house. Monster Hunt info showed me where this Kadabra was, so I headed over to get him. My fancy doorbell helped me avoid a collision on the driveway with the UPS truck. Because really, you just can't go but one way, and one of us would have had to have backed up. It's time to go pick up the boys. So, YouTuber Bjorn Nyland yesterday had not a good day. He cut his mileage, his range really close, and he actually lost all power, had to pull over to the side of the road. I guess he had a little warning. Anyway, I really felt for him, and Don and I have been watching him for forever. He's kind of like, you know, family, even though we've never met. And he showed some things in his video about what happens if your Tesla runs out of power and or has to be towed. And I thought to myself, you know, that's not the kind of thing that you want to learn when you're freaked out in an emergency and you've run out of charge, right? You sort of want to know what to do to be prepared to begin with. Now over in Norway where he is, and by the way, I'll put the video link in the description, there are a lot of electric cars, and I assume the tow truck guy, the flatbed guy that showed up, he knew what, you know, knew a lot about Teslas and what to do, but I'm not so sure that would be the case everywhere in America. Some places, yes, you know, California, sure, but not everywhere. So Don and I reviewed, while you still have a little power, because you need power from the main battery pack, not the 12-volt power, you need to put the car in tow mode and probably, you know, make sure that you're able to do that. So Don suggested I give it a try. I'm out here in the driveway. I'm on just a small incline. I have the car in park, and I have found on the settings screen where I can put myself into tow mode. So it says car must be in park with the brake pedal pressed to enable tow mode. And so I'm going to do that. And I am now in tow mode, and I have gotten a screen that says car will remain free rolling, right? My foot's on the brake pedal. If I let my foot off the brake pedal, I do move forward down that embankment just a little bit. So I would be free rolling so that the you know, flatbed tow truck would be able to pull me up and take me to a supercharger if I had to be. But Bjorn, in his video, he did have to actually use the tow hook to pull his vehicle up, and he shows what that looks like and where that goes on the Model X and a little bit more about that. So it's a good video to watch. Like I said, it could happen to any of us. Bjorn knew he was pushing his limits. He accepted responsibility for it. But there's a useful things in that video to watch, I think, just to sort of understand what happened and to know what to do if you need to be towed. So, public service announcement, being prepared is staying calm. Now, I'm going to say something here, and I don't know, maybe tonight when I do the video, I won't include this clip. We'll see how gutsy I'm feeling. But my general philosophy is if I pull over at a supercharger, and unless I am constrained for time in some way, I am probably going to charge back up to 80%, or obviously I'm going to check navigation and see what it says about distance to the next supercharger and how much juice do I really need. It may give me an estimate of if I need 10 minutes charging. Well, I may stay 20 minutes or 30 minutes and top up. You know, I never used to pull into the gas station and only put in just $5 of gas. Thankfully, I guess I was blessed that financially I never had to do that. You know, I was always able to fill up my tank. My dad, you know, took good care of me when I was starting out in the world, and you know, I had gas in my, I had a 91 Acura Integra and I had gas in my car, so that was a good thing. Now, I know a lot of folks, they want to, no, I only need, you know, the 10 or 15 minutes, and my time's really important, and I want to go on to the next supercharger, and I'll just top it up at this supercharger, and then I'll, you know, get what I need at the next one, or a high-speed charger, a destination charger, or at home, or whatever it is. But I guess for me as a woman, I really value security. So if I was out on the road, like with Michelle and the kids, and I pulled in, I would rather entertain the kids an extra 10 or 15 minutes. I would rather play on Facebook. I would rather make a video for my vlog. I would rather do almost anything than probably leave the supercharger before I'm back up at 80% or whatever I need to get to the next supercharger. I mean, what happens if I get stuck out on the interstate behind an accident? Or say I get a flat tire and I pull over to the side of the road and it's going to be a while before someone can get to me. I don't want to, you know, running the air conditioning in the summertime, I don't want to run the car down to where I can't drive away from that scene. I can think of a lot of reasons why my route might suddenly be diverted from the supercharger I thought I was headed to in order to you know, and cost me more electricity than I realized, more charge than I realized I was going to need before I can get to that next charging location. So, yeah, am I going to be in a rush sometimes? Am I sometimes just going to get a little bit of charge and go? Maybe a thunderstorm's approaching and I just get what I need and I get out of there because I don't want to charge in one of those horrible summer severe thunderstorms. You know, I can see there's reasons why I won't do that. But just generally pulling in, if I took the time to pull off the interstate and plug in, I'm probably going to stay there till I get my charge. That's just the way I'm wired. So I picked up the boys from school. How did Well Dressed Wednesday go, Joe?
It went well.
Yeah, you survived wearing the tie the whole day?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You and every other man that's ever had to put a tie on. How about you, Johnny?
It went pretty well. The tie kind of felt like it was suffocating me, but that's fine, I guess. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys survived. Tomorrow's picture day, but it's back to polos, I guess. Joey offered to wear the tie tomorrow for picture day, but I have such a nice middle school graduation photo of him in the tie and jacket that I don't think I'm going to put him through that. I think the polo shirt will be fine. All right, we got the boys' passport applications mailed off down here at the Angier post office. So since I put on the update last night, I've been seeing more gray cars in my autopilot lane, frequently showing me the car in front of me and then sort of like an indication that there's even one more car in front of that car. The best place to see that obviously is when we're bunched up together, starting from a traffic light or stopping at a traffic light. So let's see what it does. I'm approaching a red light right now, and I can see two cars again. But when I stop, the car in front has oftentimes been going away like that. But certainly as I'm coming up to the intersection, the car is aware that there are, showing me that it's aware that there is another car out there. And then I think maybe as we take off, there's a possibility it'll show the other car again. Yep, it's showing the other car again. So I can't say 100% for sure that this happened with last night's update, but I'm pretty sure it did. I drove adaptive cruise control a lot today with no issues whatsoever. And I would say probably 20-25 miles in adaptive cruise control. And then I did a little 5-mile stretch back there actually in autopilot, and seemed to behave just fine, seemed to behave normally, right? Still could use some refinements, but as you know, driving as I expected it to in autopilot. I'm just going to say again, as a software developer, that these release notes that basically say nothing except that we threw in some bug fixes and minor improvements, and then, you know, for your reference, we'll include previous release notes, which has been the same thing for the past 4 or 5 releases since I got the car on June the 14th. That's, you know, I'm a software developer. That's not, I wouldn't have gotten away with that for my release notes at work, and I wish they would provide a little more detail about what goes into these releases. Once a year, Sharon Harris opens up the training control room for the power plant, where they train the operators to people in the community to come see. Don and I have gone a couple of times. I believe Johnny was with us last year.
I was there too.
Yeah, Joey says he was there too. So, you know, if we can, we'll probably go back over there again this year. It's interesting. Hey, Tux! Are you glad your people are home? Hey, buddy, Joey's gonna come get you. Oh, big yawn. You must have been sleeping. Hi, buddy. Hi, Tuxie. That's my good boy. All right, I've driven 117 miles today. The car says I have 105 miles of range left. We're going out to sparring night at Taekwondo tonight, but we're going to take my van. I don't think we've driven it for 3 weeks. Certainly need to drive it. And usually when we have all of the sparring gear bags and stuff, we try to make that our night. We drive the Odyssey back into town. Plus, it is getting ready to rain here. We could have some intense showers come through, so another good reason not to take Ruby out tonight if we don't have to. Our main concern isn't the rain or the wind up there at the parking lot. It's should any of these storms have hail, we would not want to get caught in town. So.
Hey, Midnight. You're in such a small box. Yet you're such a big cat. So cute, isn't he?
Well, we are definitely getting quite the afternoon thunderstorm.